I think 2024 was huge. 2024, we ended up with close to 1.4, 1.5 million customers, heading up to 2 million customers already in 2025.
Today I sit down with Micky Watkins, founder and CEO of World Mobile, the first global Web3 wireless network owned by the people,
The world is run by 800 mobile network operators.
disrupting telecommunications,
They've done a pretty good job. They've managed to connect half the world, but the other half of the world is not connected.
and watch today's whole video for an exclusive opportunity for the Altcoin Daily army. If I wanted to contribute to the network and earn cryptocurrency,
Our AirNodes don't earn you cryptocurrency. They earn you stable coins.
click the like button to support me and let's start. Just so the audience can get to know you, what's your background?
Always been in telecommunications, believe that everybody has the right to connectivity and have been trying to propel that for the last 25 years.
That's awesome. And World Mobile Token is the Web3 version of that?
World Mobile is kind of the amalgamation of all my life. So it all came together, 7 or 8 years ago when I thought, okay, there's a way to connect these people, and it's not through legacy business models or legacy infrastructure, it's through a sharing economy. So World Mobile became everything that I'd learned. I adapted that and then brought in the power of the community to support this vision, this movement.
So break this down, like exactly how this works.
Okay, there's three major elements to World Mobile. There are the hosts, there are operators, and there are scanners. Hosts, typically towers, radio towers, they take over that responsibility. So they give up their rooftop, yeah, in return for earning some rewards, some revenue. Operators, they take the lion's share of the portion because they're the people that buy the infrastructure, operate the infrastructure with a host, or they can be a host operator. And then scanners are super important in our ecosystem because they travel and they tell us where there's weak signal. They tell us about our own network connectivity, and they enable us and future participants in the world mobile sharing economy to build out the network based on demand rather than based on just an idea.
So this is DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure network. And essentially what that means is the people are in charge versus these centralized mobile telecom companies.
Yeah, the world is run by 800 mobile network operators. They've done a pretty good job. They've managed to connect half the world, but the other half of the world is not connected. And again, I repeat that I think that's because of legacy business models. You need to share this problem, and you need to share the rewards inside this problem in order to actually connect everybody.
So you guys have been a company, World Mobile Token. I feel it used to be a gem of the Cardano ecosystem. You guys have expanded. You're in many, many ecosystems. But what has the growth been like?
I think 2024 was huge. 2024, we ended up with close to 1.4, 1.5 million customers, heading up to 2 million customers already in 2025, mostly in the emerging markets, Asia, Africa. But 2025 for us is about the United States of America. And many people don't know, but actually, the United States of America, 30% of the landmass is unconnected, 10%, 11% of the population do not have connectivity, and around 40% of a nearly 400 million population live in really patchy coverage. That means when they go from A to B, they know exactly where the telephone drops out. So this is not just a problem for the emerging markets. This is a problem that Europe faces. This is a problem the United States faces. You live in LA, you know, right? You have a very patchy signal there, but you pay your bill every month without concession. So that's what we're here to fix.
So if as an average person, if I want to get involved, I would run a piece of hardware or I would get a phone, and that would be it. That would help me when my Verizon service doesn't work.
Yeah, there's three ways to get involved in World Mobile. One, you can become a customer. If by becoming a customer, you reclaim your privacy, you reclaim control over your connectivity, your data becomes yours. You can either have a travel SIM traveling the world, or you can have a USA SIM to be inside the USA, telephone number, port it across. We're a full mobile network operator. One of the other ways to get involved is to actually run a node on the network, not just a radio node, but also an Earth node. So we have World Mobile's plans, we have World Mobile's sharing economy with the AirNodes, and then we have World Mobile's blockchain, the World Mobile chain, which is powered by World Mobile Token.
And then roadmap for 2025. You mentioned America. Like, how do you get into those areas that need telecommunications?
Hex Guardians is a project that we've been working on, something that we've used internally, and now that we're going to bring this to the community so that they can do the job that we've been doing. Because ultimately, it's not down to Micky Watkins and his team, the World Mobile team, to connect the world, and we don't take the lion's share of the revenue either. We make sure that it incentivizes the people because actually we're much faster. If you take AT&T and T-Mobile, for example, Verizon. They have 70,000 employees. They have thousands of trucks. They still can't connect all of America. So by actually enabling the every person to build a mobile network, we can fix this problem together. And by fixing this problem, we don't just make a better world for everybody because we wouldn't be having this conversation if we couldn't access the internet. But we also make a very much more prosperous revenue earning world for everybody. AT&T, T-Mobile, they create billions and billions, if not hundreds of billions every year in revenue. Telecom is a $3.2 trillion market. So it's probably one of the biggest markets that exists.
Do you see World Mobile as the AT&T killer?
No, because AT&T are my partners, but I do see World Mobile as the people's network and redistributing the wealth back to the people. You know, you want to bank the unbanked in crypto. First of all, you need to connect the unconnected. But when you connect the unconnected, you also want it on our terms. It's as I said in the beginning of this call, it's for me, it's crazy that we pay our bill, but we have no access to our data. If you now call your mobile network operator and ask them for access to your data, they'll give you itemized billing of your telephone calls. They'll tell you how much gigabytes you use, but where's the rest? Where's the location? Where's all the other information? Where's what they see? And I'm not saying that we don't see that. I'm saying that we don't share that except from with you as the end customer. And I think that's really important because once you share that piece of information with the end customer, it's not anywhere near as valuable as if you had it in your database and it was just yours. From an integrity level, it's also not my data. It's your data. You create that. So you should be free to choose what you want to do. And we don't know what we've given up in the quest to be connected. But in that quest, a lot of human rights have been given up. So World Mobile is not just a company. World Mobile is a movement, but it's beautiful because it's a movement that's backed by huge real world revenue.
I believe in crypto in general, there's real innovation happening in the space, but much like the early internet days, 99% of the companies won't make it in the end. I asked you about your background at the beginning, but like it seems to me, because I've been watching you guys from afar for years, you know, you seem to be, consistently making ground. So like your background in telecommunications, like what did you pull from that to bring into this?
I'd always been connecting small projects, or I'd always been delivering business models that generated revenue for me and for partners. So bringing all that together, I already understood how this industry works, and I realized that if I'm going to go into the crypto industry, which is where I think the people are most like-minded in order to create a sharing economy, then I need to bring real world revenue into that. So that's all we focused on is over the last 2 to 3 years is building out a sharing economy that generates revenue. Because actually, how can a project exist if it just uses magical internet money and emits tokens? Eventually, there's probably a moment that that project starts to dwindle. And then where's the reserves? How do you do? How do you survive a bear market? You've been in the industry a long time. Most projects don't survive a single bear market, let alone two or three. So for us, it was really important to deliver something that has real world tangibility. And we released at the same time as let's say Helium, for example, but we didn't move into the IoT field because we realized that IoT doesn't generate revenue. Helium were clever, right? They led the path for many of these companies. But before DY was a word, before Deep In was a word, we were there. We were the ones that were really innovating.
What is an AirNode? You touched on it, but let's go into detail.
And AirNode's a radio. There's multiple different radios that we have on our network, probably 16 or 17 that we have certified, eight that we sell or we allow the community to sell. And they go on a rooftop and they can be as expensive as $100,000 and they can be as cheap as $50. In Asia, a lot of our AirNodes are Wi-Fi units that are ONT devices plugged into fiber into people's houses and then broadcasting outside the house with an EAP SIM protocol that allows anybody that walks past it to connect to it if they have a World Mobile partner subscription. In the United States of America, in Reno, in Utah, for example, we have Band 71. Band 71 is a really great band, and the radios cost around $100,000 to power that. But you can connect huge distances, 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers. So multiple different radios, multiple different spectrums make up a mobile network, and we've kind of layered those on top. Ironically, we exported this from Africa. So we started in Africa in a very small fishing village, where we decided just pre-COVID that we were going to put up two AirNodes. There was one powered by solar, another one powered by a generator. Underneath this pole, there was a street light because it cost us $15 to put some LEDs there. And at 7 o'clock at night, every night, it gets dark. And this helped the local community. There was backup batteries on these nodes so that people could charge their phones made from Second Life electronic vehicle batteries. And then we put out this infrastructure. COVID came and the whole world shut down. So we had a choice. Did we keep this running as the experiment that we wanted to go, or did we shut this down after a month? Well, we decided to keep it running. 9 months, 12 months later, we managed to get back to Zanzibar, and we saw the whole village had changed. From 150 people, 140 people, the population had grown to nearly 300 people. Instead of one shop, there were now two. Instead of one pub, there was now two. The fishermen had got new nets and new boats. And this was simply because they were able to contact the trader using the internet to send them a picture of the fish. So they didn't have to smoke it. So the trader knew there was no risk traveling this 4-hour journey, 5-hour journey into the jungle to be able to collect the fish. And then that wouldn't be there. It would just be smoked, where it has 10 times less the value. So just one little connectivity point enabled them to be able to drive an economic value into the village. And then we were like, wow, let's take this to somewhere else. Let's go and do this in Zanzibar city. And in Zanzibar town, Stone Town, we managed to build a huge network, a lot of employees, a lot of World Mobile trucks. But as the end of that came and we connected the first 15,000, 30,000 people, I said, wow, we're not going to be able to repeat this. And we shouldn't repeat this, because that's what all the mobile network operators do. They centralize their deployment, their distribution. So we took the leap of faith that we built something good. We sent across quite a large PDF to our partners in Asia. And we said, here, you've got two World Mobile members of staff that will support you, but you've got to go this alone. If this sharing economy is going to work, you can use our core systems, you can use our business model, but you've got to make it happen. 1 million customers later, we then said, okay, we think this works. And we started to break into United States of America and Europe. And that's where we are today. In the United States, we built a phenomenal network in Reno that rivals any of the mobile network operators. We've built it with our sharing economy. And now we think that Hex Guardians, which is a really cool project, I'd love to come and talk to you more again as that gets released, is going to be something that actually puts the power in the people's hands to bring customers on, to be able to build a mobile network and to be able to run essentially their own AT&T, Verizon in their designated piece of land.
Wow. So I definitely want to hear more about that as it comes out. If I wanted to get involved right now, if I wanted to contribute to the network and earn cryptocurrency, how do I do that?
Okay, so our AirNodes don't earn you cryptocurrency. They earn you stable coins, or they earn you a bank wire. We prefer you take stable coins, but it's your choice. Our EarthNode network, of which is only 1,000 EarthNodes, are able to run the mobile core essentially, the center, the brain of the network. There you earn cryptocurrency via node emissions and via buybacks that the system makes. If you want to earn crypto, you should also look in about 1.5 weeks' time when we release our new website, where we've got an awesome, incredible founding members offer when they take out a plan. And there's a few other ways as well. Scan for Points, which is our scanning system. But we've got a brand new website coming that will explain everything to you. And that's been our focus now, is making sure that all the crazy parts of World Mobile are very distilled and easily understood, so that anybody can come and contribute to this movement to connect the unconnected, to serve the underserved, and to make sure that everyone has that human right.
Links for everything down below. I had no clue that I could earn stablecoins. To me, that seems much better in the sense that you're not diluting the token, you're incentivizing more. Everybody likes US dollars or whatever it is. That's cool.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's a way to stake to your AirNodes, so you can also supplement that with earnings. in WMTx, but the majority focus is on making sure that if someone makes an investment into infrastructure that they own, you want a return. And it's great if you take a token and it's flying high and it's fantastic, but what happens when it drops down? You know, it's dangerous, especially when you buy $1 million worth of infrastructure or $200,000 worth of infrastructure. So we decided that the best way to do this was to take the real world revenue and put the real world revenue back in the people's hands.
Micky, in 5 years, if everything, cryptocurrency seems to be in a renaissance. If everything goes our way for crypto in general, where could World Mobile be?
In 5 years' time, World Mobile should be close to 500 million to a billion customers. And I should be the person that says, wow, look how fast this is growing. This is explosive growth. If we've done our job right. So far, it looks like we've done our job right. We're sitting at around 2 million customers. I expect at the end of 2025, we'll have a lot more. We just actually signed a deal and are implementing Ditto, who is a Philippine mobile network operator. They're bringing 13 million customers onto World Mobile Chain for both DeFi and connectivity. We have SEW.ai as an official partner. They have 1.3 billion customers around the world to bring on. So I think there's a lot of ambition to get to this level, but actually it's very well calculated and thought of, and we think we'll achieve that. I've stood at the United Nations, I've stood at the ITU, I've stood at the GSMA. For anyone that doesn't know those acronyms, they're the leading bodies for all things telecom worldwide, and I've committed to connecting 1 billion people. And I think it's something that we can do, not something I can do alone, or AT&T, or T-Mobile, or Facebook, or Google, or Microsoft, because they've all tried, right? But it's too big a problem to take on alone. But by sharing the revenue, you can incentivize people, and bit by bit, you can connect this huge network around the world where people continuously are motivated by a new economic model to distribute infrastructure.
Micky, I'm so glad we had this conversation, man. I feel like I have such a better understanding, and your excitement excites me. Anything we didn't cover?
Again, I'd love to talk to you once Hex Guardians is out. The World Mobile Chain is going into mainnet in the next month and a half. The EarthNode network is live, validating all of the data. And the mobile network itself proposition is going to be live as well this month. So everybody, especially you in the United States of America, I'm expecting you to be one of our first customers and to review the service. It's unlike anything you've seen before. You know, typically we don't care about our mobile network operator. We get a deal, we take it, and we never talk about it again. We hold on to it because it's our telephone number. When we don't have service, we don't really complain. We just say, oh, shit. And then we continue about our way. But we're looking to change that. We're looking to be a new standard of mobile network operator because we are the product. That's the reality.
I love it. Links down below. I actually do want to get your take. Bitcoin in 2025. What's your outlook?
I think it's super. I think it's not just 2025. I think the new administration in the United States of America is very pro. I think Bitcoin has always been a sound money. And I think we're in a wonderful position in the next 4 years, to really cement our place as cryptocurrency becoming into the mainstream. And it's projects in the deep in space, in the real world asset space, that will create eventually the mass adoption. Right now, it's meme coins. But meme coins are still cool. They bring people in. The only problem is they burn people as well. So I'm looking forward to a world where meme coins become a little bit more serious, but actually the focus is on utility and real world assets. And I think that's coming with the United States now.
Definitely. And people get burned on meme coins, and then they look for actually real value in the space growing.
So they won't get burned on. Yeah.
You need both. But Micky, thank you so much. Links down below. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Stay connected.